jets. Two philosophies. Two nations separated by an ocean, yet bound together by the same desperate question that every modern Air Force asks in the dark hours before dawn. What does it actually take to own the sky? On one side, you have the F-22 Raptor, the fighter that was supposed to be so dominant, the United States government considered it almost too dangerous to export. A machine born from Cold War panic, tempered by post-Soviet ambition, and ultimately forged into something the world had never seen before, the first true operational fifth-generation stealth fighter. On the other side, and this is where things get genuinely fascinating, you have the KF-21 Boramae. A jet that, 10 years ago, most aviation analysts would have dismissed as an impossibility. South Korea, a country with no indigenous advanced jet fighter program to speak of, decided to build one from scratch. Not a licensed copy. Not an upgraded hand-me-down. A brand new fighter aircraft, designed and manufactured on Korean soil, with Korean engineers, Korean ambition, and a budget that made Western defense contractors quietly nervous. These are not just two airplanes. They are two entirely different answers to the same exam question. So today, let's grade the papers. Origins, where legends are born. To understand what these jets are, you first need to understand why they exist, because the reasons tell you everything. The F-22 program, officially designated the Advanced Tactical Fighter Competition, was launched by the United States Air Force in 1981. Let that sink in. 1981. Ronald Reagan was in the White House. The Cold War was very much alive, and American intelligence was coming to a terrifying conclusion. The Soviet Union's next generation of fighters, prototypes like the MiG-29 and Su-27, were going to render the F-15 and F-16 tactically obsolete within a decade. So the USAF issued a challenge. Build us something so far ahead of anything flying that no enemy nation could catch up before we're ready. The result, after years of competition between Lockheed and Northrop teams, was the YF-22, which eventually evolved into the F-22A Raptor that entered service in 2005. But here is the part they don't always tell you in the highlight reels: the F-22 almost died 6 times. Budget overruns, changing strategic priorities after the Cold War ended, the September 11th attacks redirecting focus toward counterinsurgency, all of it conspired to kill the program. What was supposed to be a fleet of 750 aircraft was eventually cut to 187 combat-coded jets. That decision still haunts American air power planners today. The KF-21 Boramae tells a fundamentally different story. South Korea had been relying on aging F-4 Phantoms and F-5 Tigers well into the 21st century, supplementing them with imported F-15KS and KF-16S. But imported aircraft come with strings attached, export restrictions, technology ceilings, supply chain vulnerabilities, and a subtle but constant reminder that your Air Force's backbone was designed by someone else. In 2001, South Korea's Defense Acquisition Program Administration began what would become the KFX program, an audacious plan to develop a domestically produced advanced fighter. The path was not smooth. Indonesia joined as a co-development partner, contributing funding and expecting technology transfer. Political disputes erupted. The technology transfer from the United States, particularly involving active electronically scanned array radar systems and other critical technologies, was partially blocked, meaning Korean engineers had to develop several key systems independently. When the KF-21 prototype rolled out of the Korea Aerospace Industries facility in Seishin in April 2021, engineers reportedly wept. Quietly. Professionally. Because what they had built was not just a jet. It was proof. Raw performance, the numbers and what they mean. The F-22 is powered by two Pratt & Whitney F-119 PW100 turbofan engines, each producing approximately 35,000 pounds of thrust with afterburner. More critically, those engines are fitted with two-dimensional thrust vectoring nozzles, a system that can redirect engine exhaust up, down, or at angles in between, giving the Raptor the ability to point its nose somewhere the laws of aerodynamics would normally prohibit. The result is a top speed around Mach 2.25, roughly 1,500 miles per hour at altitude, and a maximum sustained cruise speed of approximately Mach 1.82 without afterburner. That second number is the important one. Supercruise, the ability to fly supersonic without the fuel-burning, heat-generating penalty of afterburner, transforms the strategic calculus of an air battle entirely. An F-22 flying supercruise is covering ground faster than most missiles cruise, and it's doing so with a signature far lower than it would produce in afterburner. The KF-21 Boramae is powered by two General Electric F414 GE400K engines, each generating approximately 22,000 pounds of thrust with afterburner. This puts the Boramae's top speed around Mach 1.8 with afterburner, competitive with most fourth-generation platforms but notably below F-22 territory. The Boramae does not currently feature supercruise capability, nor does it incorporate thrust vectoring nozzles. What this means in practical terms, in a pure energy fight, the kind of engagement where altitude and speed are converted into position and first-shot opportunity, the F-22 holds a significant edge. Its ability to reach altitude faster, cruise at supersonic speeds without the thermal and acoustic signature of afterburner, and maneuver at extreme angles gives it an advantage that is not trivially overcome. But here is the counter-argument that experienced fighter pilots will raise immediately: modern air combat is increasingly decided before the merge. The merge, that classic moment where two aircraft arrive at close range, is what you are trying to avoid, not win. If your radar sees the enemy first, if your missile reaches them first, if your electronic warfare systems have blinded their sensors before they even know you're there, then the thrust vectoring nozzles and supercruise capability become academic. And this is where the KF-21 makes a credible counter-argument. Armament, weapons that end arguments. An aircraft is ultimately a weapons platform. Its job is to put ordnance on target more effectively than the enemy can do the same to it. The F-22 carries its weapons internally across three bays, one main bay for air-to-air missiles and two smaller side bays for short-range weapons. In its standard air superiority loadout, this means 6 AIM-120D AMRAAM beyond visual range missiles and 2 AIM-9X Sidewinder short-range missiles. The AMRAAMs are among the best active radar-guided weapons in the world, with effective engagement ranges exceeding 100 miles and optimal conditions and resistance to jamming that continues to improve with each software update. The F-22 also carries an M61A2 Vulcan 20mm cannon for close-range engagements, though in the era of beyond visual range missiles, its practical utility is more of a psychological comfort than a tactical necessity. The KF-21, in its external carriage configuration, can carry a significantly larger weapons load. Four wing stations and additional centerline stations allow it to deploy combinations of AIM-120 AMRAAMs, Python 5 short-range missiles, anti-ship missiles, precision-guided bombs, and in future configurations, potentially the Meteor Beyond Visual Range missile, a weapon with a so-called no-escape zone considerably larger than any currently fielded AMRAAM variant. The trade-off is radar cross-section. When the KF-21 is loaded with external weapons, it is broadcasting its presence to every radar within detection range. This is acceptable in many scenarios, particularly strike missions against ground targets where beyond visual range self-defense is provided by supporting aircraft, but it is a genuine limitation in a contested airspace scenario where stealth matters. The Block 3 Upgrades Internal Weapons Bay is intended to address precisely this gap, giving the KF-21 an air superiority mode where it can carry a meaningful missile load while presenting a dramatically reduced radar signature.